this. You're gonna have to open it for me though.
I got it. The best. Okay. Do you like green or red?
Red.
Red.
So that works out. Yep. Perfect.
Most of my female friends say the same thing.
Really?
They like red.
If I walk to the sea, maybe so I won't hold back, and you should know that what's never good just have regrets. So I won't go back, oh, but I gotta need to forget the time I lost with no regrets.
Hi Kelly.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Amazing. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I'm so honored.
Great to have you. So, just if you could tell the audience what you do, who you are, and just briefly what is your origin story, and what you bring to the table in terms of female entrepreneurship.
Yeah, so I'm Kelly. I'm 25 and I recently dropped out of my doctorate program to take on entrepreneurship full time. I just realized living life where I'm consumed by something as a school. I was studying like 80 hours a week and I literally had no life, no social life. I stopped my passion for dance. I cut out working out and I just was not happy overall, even though this was a goal of mine since I was 15 years old. And I just realized happiness over career is everything. So I made a scary decision in May to switch over to entrepreneurship full time. And like, even though I didn't really know what I was doing, I had great mentors, business partners who guided me along the way. And I can confidently say now I'm in such a better position 6 months later. So
That's great to hear.
yeah.
What do you think was the main motivation for you to join med school in the first place? And could you describe what were some of the challenges you were facing during this experience?
Definitely, yeah. So the main reason I wanted to go to med school was because growing up I experienced several injuries. So in high school I was on the dance team and I fractured my back, and that was like the biggest injury I had. Well, actually no, I had an even worse one later on, but fractured my back and I got introduced to physical therapy, and I never knew what this was until I started, going to appointments. And after just seeing the results and like the therapists and how they're so goal motivated and actually care about the well-being of the patient, I was like, this is really cool. Like, I would love to work with people and help empower them get back to the life they want to live. And so I kept that in the back of my head since I was like 15 years old. And then I went to college and I studied exercise physiology before, because you have to get that before going on to grad school. And I was on the dance team in college too, and I tore my ACL and meniscus. And
you're really passionate about dance, right?
oh yeah, I've been dancing since I was 3, and there's nothing else I'd rather do. It's just because for me personally, growing up, I always struggled with expressing myself through words, and I felt like dance was my one outlet where I could really be myself. So that's why I've stuck with it for so long. But yeah, I tore my ACL in college, and that kind of...
Was it just a freak accident?
Oh my god, it's so embarrassing.
What happened?
Depending on the person, I would always be like, yeah, I did like this insane leap, and just to sound like I did some,
Double leapfrog, spin over,
Yeah.
move, and then land on your feet, and then boom.
I literally tore doing high knees.
Oh, just high knees?
Yes.
The warm-up? Shit.
I was literally leading a warm-up.
Damn.
I know, it's embarrassing, but I swear, you do it doing the easiest things. Like football players, like they plant their foot wrong and boom,
Right,
they're out
and
whole
it's
season.
because there's already damage built in,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
then there's kind of like the last straw, which breaks the camel's back, and then same thing happened to my back, and we've talked about this. Part of my Stoic journey is when I found Stoicism is when I broke my back. I was trying to deal with some emotions. I lost a long distance relationship, lost my grandma, and I also, I was trying to channel all of that into working out. And I decided to do 30 miles on an elliptical.
You're insane.
Yes,
like
I'm
crazy.
actually, yes, I'm insane. And that's when I had a herniated disc. I couldn't walk. So it just leads up to it, And I was probably overdoing it for a whole week until, that happened.
Yeah.
So
just a freak accident.
Freak accident.
Yeah.
So that happens, and you said you tried out for, was it the Cowboys or?
No, I tried out for the Chicago Level Bulls.
Are they for the Bulls?
Yeah, they're the Bulls dance team. I tried out for them. I tried out for Phoenix Suns, Atlanta Hawks, Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, those 4 teams.
And how were you progressing? Were you like making inroads?
I definitely was progressing. I learned so much from each experience. I do remember my first tryout. I was very heartbroken just because that was the first tryout I didn't make a team.
Right.
But honestly, looking back, I'm so glad I didn't make it because I just wasn't prepared. I didn't have the confidence.
Right.
I didn't have the stage presence. I don't know if I could even perform in front of that many people without getting anxious. So just looking back on it all, the stuff I've learned, and it was great meeting all these girls and being surrounded by so many talented people. I don't think I'll ever get to that high of a level again.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I want to try out again, but like
No,
that's like the highest of.
Definitely. And do you think, what age were you when you tried out for that? Do you think it was like being in the spotlight way too soon and not being mentally prepared or ready?
Yeah, definitely. I was 22 and I was still, I was recovered from my ACL reconstruction surgery, but I was still very limited on what I could do. So that was like a huge mental block for me going through that all. And then also too, just being in that audition process and not knowing what to expect and just being thrown in it. I think that too, just the nerves got to me, but.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah.
I actually think about something similar. I want to start doing public speaking.
Hey, okay.
Yeah, and content, public speaking, but I'm just terrified of talking in front of people,
I feel that so hard because in school, I remember my first presentation, to give in front of 65 people, I was literally shaking the whole time. I literally hate public speaking to my core. And so when I started entrepreneurship, that was the one thing I had to get over really quickly. And I kept forcing myself just one time each day to reach out to someone random on social media. And even though it wasn't a huge crowd, usually I don't go up to strangers or random people and introduce myself. I usually just wait for people to kind of reach out to me.
Yeah.
So stepping out of that comfort zone, I was so anxious the whole time. But I swear, the more you do it, the more second nature it becomes. Oh my god!
There we go. We have fairy lighting now. Let's
Perfect
go.
Timing.
She called it. She was like, "The lighting's gonna get better, right?"
Yeah.
But to your point, that's how we met, right? I was at a business networking event at the Gwen in Chicago, and I was with a friend who worked at Capital One at the time, and I just happened to run into you, and we just hit it off on entrepreneurship, right? And content. You said so in terms of social media, what is the level that you're at right now, and what are you trying to reach across platforms?
Yeah, so my main focus right now is Instagram, and then whatever I make for that platform, I just repurpose it for TikTok, YouTube. Haven't really dabbled a lot in Snapchat, but I'll get to that later.
Snapchat's for famous people.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
But yeah, so I started out with less than 2K followers in May, and now I have a little bit over 4K just
all
by
organic, right?
just
by
by
reels, reposting reels.
Yeah, stories every day. Well, I've slowed down quite a bit, but I try to do it every day. And yeah, just engaging with my audience, and even just reaching out to people through Instagram.
I'm gonna ask my editor, can you put in over here one of her reels from Instagram, and it just shows off the content you make. I remember you put Finesse by Drake, and it was it cut to the sky, and then a networking event, and then you, and then it's just really well made. And as a content creator myself, I was this is engaging, it shows off. And I say female entrepreneurship because there are certain roadblocks and challenges that you guys face that might be a little different, but it shows off the whole process. It's the self-affirmations that you put out, the self-belief stuff. It ties in with Stoicism, because to improve, to hold yourself to the highest character, you have to love yourself first. And that's a key tenet of Stoicism. So what is the motivation for you to do that type of content on your reels? What are you kind of going for in terms of what you post on Instagram?
So I always think back to the girl I used to be in high school and just how shy I was and how doubtful I was of myself, and just looking back of the growth I've made over literally 10 years is absolutely insane. Like, I don't even recognize her anymore. And I just know people that I've, known in high school and college, like, they still deal with that self-doubt. And now that I'm at a point where I can surround myself with people that give me motivation, give me podcasts to listen to, I swear, you are the yeah. And then also my business partners, they send me podcasts, book recommendations. That shit works. And it may sound like I don't know, what's the term?
Wishy-washy.
Yeah. Or just like, that doesn't work. You're just saying like you're delusional. But no, like you're actually reprogramming your brain. Like
100%.
Another thing too I learned in school is that your brain is literally plastic.
It is.
Like you can change it. If you do something so many times to the point it becomes second nature, like you start to believe it.
100%.
Because I used to think like, I need to go to school to get a job, I need to work a 9 to 5 to be successful. But after reading that book you gave me, I'm not even done with it, but I'm like, the light bulb is going off. Just how different the slow lane,
the sidewalk, the slow lane,
and the fast lane. Yeah.
So the book is Millionaire Fast Lane by MJ DeMarco. How would you summarize the book? And like, no pressure, obviously. I'm not putting you on the spot.
I was like, my
whatever you could.
Retention span with books is actually. But anyways, like just reading, I'm like, damn, that makes sense. Like there was one thing they talked about was leverage, and how that's so crucial to become successful. And I feel like, the jobs people have, they're working for someone else where they're not able to leverage people, and it's just like a totally different world that we're not taught or we don't know about unless we live in that type of family household. But and then when someone's introduced to that, they're like, oh, it's too good to be true, or it's just so foreign to them, they get a little bit iffy about it. Because when I started entrepreneurship and I was talking to my now business partner Noah, he was telling me like all about what he did, and like at first it was just so new, and I was like, I've never even heard of this world. And just having that belief in myself and that belief in him to just be like, I have nothing, literally nothing to lose. Like I can try, and if I fail, so what? At least I now know. But going after something, even if it brings you that uncertainty, you just gotta.
It propels you forward, and then once you break into that world, there's no turning back.
Exactly.
You look at, so the book also touches upon societal standards. They say, hey, you should go to med school, you should level up your education, and then work that job, get your retirement, and then just like settle down.
Yeah.
But there's so many people. Like, I'm a content creator, I work at a finance firm, but I'm like, I don't get everything I need, or like I don't get to express myself the way I do with content. And another thing you touched upon, like birds of a feather flock together, right?
Yep.
I took this entrepreneurship program called Adonis School by this YouTuber called Hamza Ahmed, and that's when I surrounded myself with other entrepreneurs. It like changed my neuroplasticity.
It's crazy. Like even looking back to May, I'm like, whoa, that like different human.
Definitely, and it puts you in a mindset of, okay, now I should be leveraging everything I have, all my social media, to try to propel my businesses.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely very powerful. So I guess transitioning, what made you quit? What was your last straw point in med school, and what did you start doing once you stepped into entrepreneurship? Like, what was the actual thing?
Yeah, so my last straw with med school, I remember this so vividly. I was struggling so hard, and I have a learning disability, so it just takes me longer than the average person to just process what's happening. But I was so determined to be a physical therapist. I worked my butt off. But anyways, first semester I just really struggled, and I told my parents, I was like, if I don't make it through the program, just know I gave it my all. And they're like, I'm so thankful I have supportive parents, because they're like, you know what, we see how hard you're working, we understand the struggles you're going through, and not everyone's going to understand that, but we have your back fully on whatever you do. So I was like, that gave me the reassurance that I'll be okay doing whatever I end up doing. And so second semester came along, and it was just insane. For finals week, we had 8 finals in 1 week, and this is a doctorate program. This isn't some easy musical theater 101. Like, this is some hard shit.
It's some hard shit.
Yeah, and my brain was just on overload. Oh my god, just looking back, I was getting Snapchat memories the other day, and it was just me just like having mental breakdowns every single day. I just looked ill. Like, it was bad. Like, I'm not hating on the profession at all by any means. My situation is so different from other people just because of how, with my learning disability, it just makes it so much harder. But
so what is your learning disability, and how does it stop you from living your best version while learning?
Yeah, so I have a deficit in reading fluency and comprehension. So that just basically means if I read something, I don't remember it. I have to read it like 10, 20 times before it fully clicks. Right. And also too, I have dyslexia. So yeah, when I'm reading, I'll like flip-flop. Okay, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But like when I read, like I flip-flop words sometimes. Or sometimes I'll even like say something that's the opposite meaning of another thing. Yeah, I don't know. My brain's just, it's like that. I'm more right-sided. That's creative, right? Right-sided?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
100%.
what I thought. That's what I thought.
And dyslexia, I've heard, is some people who are very smart have dyslexia. So it's like there's an imbalance in the brain, which makes them extremely driven and smart in some areas, but have a little bit of a challenge in other areas.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't learn how to read until like 3rd grade, 2nd grade, I don't know, something like that.
Gotcha.
And then I think I'm so thankful for my mom though, because she helped, like without her help, I would not be where I am today, honestly. Like she tutored me, she made sure I understood everything, she was so patient with me. Because in grade school, like, it's hard going to a private school because they don't really give you the help. So grade school I really struggled, high school I really struggled, but I still did good. It's just I struggled. And college was a lot better because it was a public college, so they gave me more support. But it's just, school just honestly took over my life because I had to just work harder than the average person. So going to grad school, I literally had no life. And that's why I decided no career should be consuming this much of my energy. So
100%. And when you told that to your parents, what was the reaction? What was your own reaction of going against society? Like for me, I turned down business school, like Chicago Booth. I wanted to make my parents proud. I wanted to, get revenge on like my ex-girlfriend, and like I had all these like motivations. But once I like attended one of the classes, I was like, it's like they're teaching us like a fucking line, and it's like, oh, the demand curve goes that way. I'm like, cool, how is this gonna make me money and like level up my business? It's like, so that's why I couldn't do it, and that was my straw point. And I was like, I told my dad, I was like, now I want to focus on YouTube, and it's worked out pretty well. So what was your point where you're like, okay, I mean that was your point, but what was the reaction from your parents and society to that decision?
So I remember I started entrepreneurship and I literally didn't tell a soul for like a month because I was like, 1, I don't really know what I'm doing. 2, I was just going through a lot with like literally dropping out of med school and just a lot mentally. So I did tell my parents, I was like, I'm just gonna see what's gonna happen and go from there. And then after a month, I was like, okay, I need to just embrace this journey now because I'm actually falling in love with it. And so that's when I posted my first Instagram reel. And when I tell you, I was so anxious to post that, so anxious. It took me an hour before I could even hit share. It was, I was so in my head.
I have post anxiety too, because it's like you have all these eyes on you, and then they're gonna judge you, and then you see the views go up, and you're like, shit.
And the shares, I'm like, great. But no, like I was very anxious. And then after I posted it, the amount of support I got, actually, I was so shook. I got so many text messages, so many comments, so many phone calls. People just reached out to me like, you're literally killing it. You're gonna be so inspiring. And I was like, this is shocking because I felt like people were gonna judge me and be like, why are you dropping out? You're getting not even following a career that's gonna help you in the long run, you know what I mean? And so having that support was literally everything. And so after that, I was like, I guess this is meant to be. And after that, I realized once you start embracing something and not like forcing it to happen, it just comes naturally. So after that, like posting now, it's like it's second nature. Like I don't even care anymore,
Right.
which is so nice. But that first post, I will say that
It was nerve-wracking.
yeah.
Crazy. I can relate. I guess so. Now that you have gone away from med school, you're trying to do the entrepreneurship thing. What are some of the building blocks? Like, what helps you pay rent? What are you aiming towards? What does your day look like? What is the transition towards
Yeah,
that?
definitely. So I'm associated with like 3 things right now. So with entrepreneurship, I'm really big in the trading space, and the platform that we have has amazing technology where you can literally just hit a button and the trade is in the system and you're good to go.
How's the buzzball, by the way?
It's good, actually.
15%,
That's crazy for this small thing.
Yeah. But yeah, so what are some of the building blocks towards transitioning to an entrepreneur? What was the first place you started looking? Was it Noah or your business partner who kind of reached out to you? Did you meet them at a networking event? What was that journey like?
Yeah, so basically I just started reaching out to random people because I was just in a weird spot where I wanted to change career paths, but I didn't know what to do because for 10 years I thought I was going to be a doctor. And so I actually was following him on Facebook for a few months before reaching out, but I saw he was doing all this cool stuff like traveling, working whenever, wherever he wanted, and I was like, you know what, might as well reach out. Like, I got nothing to lose. So I asked if we could hop on a call and just have him explain, what he does, and he was more than happy to. And after we chatted, and it was so funny, we're actually from the same hometown and same college. Didn't even know that before reaching out to him.
Was it Indianapolis?
No,
Indiana?
Illinois, Peoria.
Peoria. Oh, right. Peoria charter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went to U of I, so we took that charter every time from Chicago.
Yep, that's the one. But yeah, I reached out to him, we hopped on a call, and by the end of it, I was like, he's like the first person I reached out to that actually gave me the time of day to explain what he did, and, actually wanted to make sure this would be something that could benefit me in the long run. Because I reached out to other people and they didn't really, they just sent me a text, they didn't really care to hop on a call. And so after that interaction, I was like, okay, if I have the mentorship and the resources, I'm definitely going to be successful. Because with school, I kind of lacked the resources I needed.
Yeah.
And so as long as I have someone to help guide me, I'll be fine, I'll be good. Because hard work, that doesn't bother me. Like, I just need to know what to do. And so after, hopping on a call, I jumped right in, learned all the skills I needed, and he guided me through the way, and now he taught me everything I need to know to be a mentor to other people. So it's just,
That's really cool. And finding a mentor in the space early on, it can be like a guiding light and like a compass towards like what you want to achieve. I saw in your story it was something trading related. Is that what you guys do? And if you don't mind me asking, what exactly, you don't have to go into the nitty gritty, but like what do you guys do? Is this a LLC? Is this a company? And what was your journey towards that? Because trading is very different from what you were doing before, right?
Definitely, yeah. So trading has always interested me, but I was like, I don't think I would be good enough to do it. But when I got introduced to the resources and realized it can be so much more simpler than what the online space tells us, because there's so much saturation out there on TikTok, YouTube. It's hard when there's so much, but when it's narrowed down to a specific strategy and a specific person, it makes life 10 times easier. And so we're big on trading, and at first I was like, I don't know if I could do this, but they made it so simple, like dummy proof, to the point where anyone can do it if you just have a phone and a finger. Like, it honestly is gonna sound too good to be true. I thought it was as well until I started plugging in, and then here, I'll actually show you. So we have something called tap to trade, where you get an alert on your phone, all you do is hit approve, and you're in the market, and you don't even have to close out the trade. The educator does it for you. And so I didn't even look at one single chart, and just by hitting approve that.
It's showing me a bunch of stocks. It's telling me if it's green, which is like it's like on the rise, right? It's telling me the exact dollar amount, showing me a summary of the last 7 days, margin value, margin use, equity, And so closed position, is that what you close?
Yeah, that's what I close. Or what it's have to
Oh.
trade close.
So you leveled up on this from, you bought it at 2665 and then you ended at 2670, so that's like profit. Well, and you have a bunch of these in the last 7 days.
Yeah,
Like I'm scrolling through.
And obviously you're not going to win all of them, but
Right.
with trading I realize you can win, or you can lose more than you win and still be in profit.
Right.
So
Right.
that's the other
It's a numbers game then.
Yeah,
It's
it
like
is, yeah.
you up the volume and you have a few losses, but the net is always positive.
Yeah.